So the first thing that you want to do once you're
Hey folks, we're gonna get started. I was trying to figure out how to put my um, CloudBot into my YouTube channel. It looks like um, the information I was given about you having to actually be streaming was wrong. So I'm gonna have to work it out a little bit later. Okay, so we're gonna be switching over, and we're going to be talking about our mod spotlight. And then we're going to get started working on our model. So let's go over to our intermission, and then we'll talk again. All right, guys. So today we are going to be focusing on the TES mod, the Tales of Emerald. The Tales of Emerald mod is a complete mod overhaul for DayZ, and what it does is it allows you to do magic, it allows you to craft. It pretty much makes it into a medieval wonderland. Now, they have put a lot of effort and time into this, and I did talk to them about when they first started a year ago about possibly using my forging mod, but they did say that my forging mod was way too immersive or complex for what they were trying to go for, and they decided that they were going to make their own system, which more power to them. They have their own animations, everything else. Again, this is a complete overhaul of DayZ. And it's really cool. There's a lot of like custom monsters in there, custom locations. It looks a lot like Skyrim, and it kind of is a little bit, to say so. But they worked really hard on this. I'm gonna post the details if you wish to support them or even try out the mod. The link will be in the chat, the Discord, and their donation link are in there. I'm going to post this inside of YouTube as well. And yeah, again, if you want to give them a overlook and a little bit of awe and wonder, go ahead and give it a shot, right? Again, this is the Tales of Emerald. It is the random mod I chose today to look over. I have actually played this. When I played it, I actually got shot by a Russian with a crossbow. One guy came up to me and tried to hit me with a sword. And then while I was talking to him, because I'm all like, hey, what are you doing, buddy? His buddy shot me in the back with a crossbow. I turned around to like figure out what happened, and the guy that was talking to me with the sword cut me down from behind, and all I heard was stupid English speaking people. It was hilarious. This was back before I was actually recording and streaming, so I don't have any footage of it. But definitely a very fun community, and the guys, again, worked really hard on it. All right, we're going to stop talking about that, and we're going to switch over, and we're going to start working on our Blender. Today we are going to be working on making a door barricade for my building fortifications mod. So let's switch, and then I'll start talking again. Now, folks, for ease of access, I have put in a keyboard display. Now, the keyboard display is hidden a bit, and I'll just unhide it real quick so you guys can see the full display. Now, I do have it like a green screen hiding scenario, so every time I push a button, it will show the button that's being pushed. I am still looking / trying to work on how to find a way to be able to do this with my mouse as well, so you guys can see when I'm pushing buttons on my mouse and when I'm pushing buttons on my keyboard, and if I push both button and mouse buttons, keyboard and mouse buttons, you can see those. But right now we're just gonna have the keyboard. I did have a previous setup working where it showed my mouse and keyboard, but it like freaking it was on my mouse all the time, and it was really frustrating because I'm pretty sure as I was moving my mouse around, it wasn't really easy to see exactly what buttons I was pushing. And Rock Konapke, I actually, it's Russian and I can't say it really well, but welcome to the stream. I don't speak Russian. I do apologize. I should get better with my other languages. I'm currently trying to learn German because I actually work with a lot of German modders. Just answering a really quick question. All right. So let us get started. Bartek. I guess I could throw that into Google Translate real quick. Give me a second. Russian to English. Yeah, it's just work touch. Okay. Did I get that right? It says that you're speaking Gruchish, but we all know how Google Translate can be really bad. All right. So I went through into DayZ and I pretty much made this very basic door frame. And this door frame is about the size and structure, height and width-wise of most DayZ doors. So we're gonna make our door barricade first to fit a DayZ door frame, and then we can then make a frame of our own crafting around it. Okay. So let's get started. So we want to stick with kind of a rustic theme that DayZ has, and we want people to, feel like it is fitting the vanilla theme as well. Now that doesn't mean that we have to make it look like crap. We just have to make it look like somebody put it together themselves, right? So, um, let us try to think about this. Okay, so I'm actually going to add in a plane, and then we're going to go to the. We're going to push. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I didn't see it on my screen, so I thought nobody would see it. You push Alt, and then you use your middle mouse button, and then you drag your while holding the middle mouse button, you drag it around to do it. You can also use your numpad. I think it's like the 4, 8, 2, and 6 keys to be able to flip the view around. But what we're going to do here is we're going to select our square. Alt, we're going to go to the side. We're going to push R. And then we're going to do R 90 degrees, and we're going to rotate it. Now we have it fitting, perpendicular to the frame. And then we're just going to expand it a little bit. Now, if you are working with stuff, it's easier to work in wireframes sometimes when you're trying to make things kind of line up and work with each other. As when you try to do like kind of like, I call it dry fitting. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to create a frame for someone to make, and then we're going to work out building upon that frame. So what I would like to do, and I know I chose to use a plane this time, but what I want to do is we're going to be doing, we're actually going to be doing a cylinder. And the reason why we're going to be doing a cylinder is because I want people to make a frame similar to the vanilla one. So we're going to add in a add mesh, and we're going to go to cylinder. And we're going to do the same thing again, except for we're going to be looking at it directly, and then we're going to push rotate 90, and then we're going to move it. All right. And now what we can do is we can then size this to be as big as we want. Now, I am going to use wireframe, and I can see the frame, the wooden door frame right here, and I can see the cylinder. And I'm going to make it look like kind of like this. And that looks like, in my opinion, about the thickness of a thing. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, just a little bit smaller. And then what we're going to do is then we're going to expand it to fit the to touch the sides of the frame. So just like that. Now we can look at this now and be all like, hey guys, that actually looks way too thick to be a stick for vanilla. So let's make it a little bit smaller. And then we can then use our scale again. I'm going to come at it from the side. Again, I'm using Alt, holding middle mouse wheel, and then I'm flipping my mouse around to change the direction of the thing. And we could be all like, okay, this is nice. Get it right in the center there. Okay, so now we have what our first version of the stick is. Now we need to work on the next parts of it. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our stick is not touching the sides 100%. Or actually we do, because what we're going to do is we're going to make a system for our sticks. All right. Got a couple other people speaking. Wow. Wow. Translate. Yeah, this is Google Translate is failing me, folks. I am so sorry if I do not understand what you mean in YouTube. I really do apologize. Um, it's not my goal to be stupid and not know what you're saying, but I appreciate you trying to talk to me. I just Google Translate's not translating what you say at all. All right. So I think you're saying something FYI, and then the person before said something about tech, but again, I'm not versed in the language. Okay, so now we're going to do Control D, and what Control Shift D does when you have an object selected is it duplicates the object. Now, when you duplicate objects, you can technically move them around, but there's really no need to like move the object 100% of the time. And we're going to go down here and we're going to go there. Now, as you can see, we already have what looks kind of like, somebody took the sticks and made one kind of work with the other. And that's cool, but we don't want them to be clipping through that bad, right? And we're not going to leave it that way because that's not how I want it to look, right? All right. So we're going to go up here, and then we're going to essentially make our thing. Now we got to decide which side is going to be the outside and which side is going to be the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to here, and we're going to go to where do I have it? Surface text. And we're going to just put this text over here, and then we could push that, and then we could just type outside, and then just make this really big. And now we know where the outside of the door is going to be and where the inside of the door is going to be. In real life, if I was actually working on this, I would have like an X on the side that I was crafting and stuff, but whatever. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hide the frame real quick, and then we're going to work on this piece. Now I'm going to put this like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shape our piece to be good together, right? So go like this, and then we're going to now what we could do if we wanted to, and I'm not sure if we want to do it this way, is we could go to our Boolean, which is a modifier, and then we can click on this, and then we apply it. If I were to hide this, you can see now I have a perfect cutout of this cylinder on this. And then what we could do if we wanted to is we could add some nails here, and then we could call it good. The problem with this, of doing what I did, is that it does create a bunch of extra vertices that we may not necessarily need. Like if I were to select, yeah, they're going to be for my. I'm working on a door fortification for my building objects. Yes, Johnny Bravo. So you can see here that it created 68 vertices, 85 edges, and 18 faces doing this right here, right? Now, that's actually not bad, but it's not good either. So like I have to make sure that the top and the bottom have this. So that means that I now would have 137 vertices, 140 edges, and 36 faces with over 550 plus triangles. DayZ does have a limit of 30,000 vertices, and it does have other limits too that can make rendering models and other things for client side be really, really problematic. These are things that you need to keep in consideration when you're making models for video games or for programs that you are shaping them for, because it all matters. So in DayZ, most modders never go above, I think the rule is like 20,000 vertices, and if you do, you have to use LODs, which is level of detail, to transition it the further away you are from the object. So like vanilla objects, a fully built vanilla wall has like 11,000 vertices, right? It's like quite high. But when you get like 100 or 200 meters away from it, it renders in at like half of that, and so on and so on. That's the way it works for like guns and everything else in DayZ. Is it always renders down the further away you are, if it is implemented properly. I believe vanilla walls actually follow this. My base building objects follow this. So yeah. But I don't think we're gonna go with we're not gonna go with the thing I said, that not the Boolean. We're gonna make our own version to this, right? So how we're gonna make our own version for this is we're gonna choose loop cut, and then we're gonna go down here, and we're actually going to choose our loop cut. We can zoom in, and then we can drag it all the way up, and you can see the loop cut right there, right? And we're gonna line this up nice and well there. Now, the reason why it's not perfectly with the thing is because we want this to make it look like it's handcrafted. That's also another reason why we're not going to use a Boolean. Is because with a Boolean, it looks like it was perfectly carved out. Time was taken. It was meticulously crafted. And we don't want that. We want it to look rough. We want it to be, like somebody who didn't know what they were doing and also was in a rush. Because you got to remember, the world ended. There's infected outside. People are trying to take what you have and kill you. You're not going to spend time perfectly carving something like that. So that's something to be considerate of. Now that we have those two, what we can do now is we can go here, and then we can then take a knife, and we can be a bit more aggressive with our cuts. Okay. So, boom. And then we can go here. And boom. All right. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this guy, and then we're going to merge at the last. Oh, thank you very much for the raid, Evil Canadian. Folks, if you did not know Ms. Evil Canadian, she was just playing Borderlands, Mount and Blade, Bannerlord, and she has a lot of fun ways to interact with her stream. You can spend points to join her in epic battles. You can heal her or heal your character. Lots of fun things. Definitely give her a shout out and a try whenever you go to her stream and see what she's playing. Thank you very much for the raid again, by the way. All right, so we're going to actually remove all that, and we're going to use up here, it's called mirror mode. Now, we want to mirror on the x-axis, right? And the reason why we want to mirror on the x-axis, and this is up here is the thing, is I want the same cutout on my knife edge tool to be on both sides, right? Now I did go a little bit too far, so we're gonna click right click, and we can actually exit out of that. Now, I don't like that it's not following my thing like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to then go here and we're going to push enter. And then we're going to do it from here on. All right. Now, if we did this right, and I go to the other side, we should have the same. Nope, I did it wrong. I don't know why I did it wrong, but I did do it wrong. That's okay. What we want to do now is figure out why I did that wrong. That's okay. Let's just work on it from here on. Okay. So we're going to go into wireframe, and then we are going to go here, and then we are going to essentially make sure that we select all of the same faces on both sides, go back to solid, and then we are going to delete the faces. Now, as you can see, one side is very different than the other side, and that's okay. What we can do now is we can go into edge mode, we can select this edge, and then we can, we don't want to select that edge over there. And then we can do Control D, and then we can then go to our we can go right click, and we can go, I think it is, yeah, we look at it, we look at it straight on, right click, our 90 degrees, and then we can go over here, and we can line this up to be just perfect, like that. Actually, I need to mirror this. I don't know why I did that. So we're going to push P, selection, and then we're going to go to our thing, and then we're going to choose our selection. Right click, mirror, and we're going to mirror on the X axis. And there we go. Now what we do is we select our object again. We have the line thing that we had, and then we push Control J, and then we essentially merge them together. Now, what we do here is we select these two vertices, and we go right click, and then we yeah, right there. And we push M, and then we merge at, we click the first one, and then we click the second one, and then we merge at last. All right. And all we're doing here is we are merging the vertices together so it creates a new thing. How is the keyboard thing working out, folks? Is it actually helping, or is it just annoying? Now, because we technically don't have vertices on here, we have to make vertices on here, right? So what we can do is we can actually get our knife tool, and then we can then do this. I hate when it makes me look like a liar. So it's not working out really well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this vertice and this vertice, and we're going to click subdivide, subdivide. Oops. yeah, we're just gonna then okay, so now we have one in the middle, right? So then we're going to click this one, and then we're going to subdivide one more time. Now we have two, and then we can move these vertices. So put one right there, and then we can move this vertice right up here, right? Or right there. Now what we can do is we can take this vertice plus this vertice, and then we can merge at last, right? So that vertice, and then merge at last. Now, what we can do is you can then take, go into edge mode, you can select these edges, right here, right here, right here, right there, and right there. And then these edges along here, and push F. All right. And as you can see, we now made ourselves a face. But as you also can see, this face is missing these lines that add the curvature that you see to this side. And we can actually fix that, but I'll show you how to do that after I quickly do this, okay? I'm pushing C to do the select tool. Okay, now that we did that, how to make your own edges between the vertices. So you select two vertices, and then you push J. And as you can see here, it made a edge, and it's now looking like it's conforming. And then we just do this for the rest of them, right? And now I have myself on both sides a edge. Now, mind you, I know I'm probably doing this a little bit more work than I'm supposed to do. The knife tool should have cut it on both sides for me, but it didn't. And I'm not going to fight with the program just to solve a thing that I can do by hand real quickly. Now what I want to do is I actually want to take that thing and I want to subdivide it. And then I want to take this and I want to subdivide this, right? Now what we can do is we can grab the center and then we can move it in a little bit. And now we have what looks like a rough cutout. And I can push Alt, click on that. So if you push Alt and then left click, you can select a lot more edges. All right. And then on this side, just make sure you have it all selected. Wireframe can really help you see if you have all of the edges selected. And then what you do is you push F. Now, mind you, sometimes it doesn't work out as easily as you think it would, right? As you saw, when I pushed F, what the hell was that? Like, that's really, really bad looking. So, what we need to do here is we need to essentially establish the curvature naturally. And you do that by selecting the edges opposite of each other. So this is a lot of work, yes, but the reality of the fact is once we're done with this, we actually can just duplicate or flip this around. We don't have to make every individual thing its own special way of doing it. Right? So again, what I did for that is I pushed Alt, I selected it, and then I have this edge right here. I don't want that edge. I only want the edges at the on the corners. Now, I could still probably get the desired effect if I kept that selection, but that doesn't, that's an extra effort that I don't need, right? So now we have a gorgeous piece, right? Now, if I select all of these vertices, we can see, let me make sure I got it all selected. Wireframe. And there we go. Now you can see I have 40 vertices, 52 edges, 13 faces, and 292 triangles. When I did it earlier, I didn't screenshot it, so I can't tell you the exact. I know it was 428 triangles. I know the faces were 18. I know the edges were like 86, and I know the vertices were around the 60 to 75 mark. So you can see how doing it by hand, I reduced the amount of vertices and all of the other things I had extremely well. And that's something to make sure that you pay attention to. So now when I do this, look at that. So like now if a player were to like look at this and be all like, hey, does this look really cool? They could be all like, hey, actually that does look kind of cool. Like it doesn't fit perfectly, but it does fit. We're going to push G, and then I think we're going to go on the Z-axis. No, G is to move, and then we're going to go on the Y-axis, and then we can move it in. And now we have almost little to no clipping. I think we could actually move a little bit. Well, what we can do is we can just, yeah, okay. So there we go. I think that looks really cool. Now what we can do is we can work on it a little bit more, and then we can do stuff. Now what's cool about this is that we got this beautiful curvature, right? And then I want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my thing. I'm going to grab the very bottom by going to wireframe mode, and then I'm going to go all the way to the top, right? I'm going to go to wireframe, solid, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go like that. Okay, now what we're doing here, folks, is we're creating what I like to call a modular system. The modular system that I like to call it is that I can take this cylinder and then I can attach it to I can take this shape and I can attach it to other cylinders, making my workflow go through the roof, because I'm not working with a big, huge monstrosity of a cylinder. I'm only working with a small thing, and then after I'm done shaping it, I can attach it to longer parts of a cylinder, which is really cool. Yeah, so almost everything in a modeling program, as you probably well know, has a purpose. Now, like you said, you didn't realize it was actually that good until you actually saw it in use. It's kind of the things that like is how I kind of like understood stuff too, right? So like what was I say? So like I learned by watching YouTube videos and everything else. And yeah, watching YouTube videos and watching other people work. So that's how I learned most of my tricks and things. I think my camera's a little bit too close to my face, so it's creating this weird look to it. Let's go ahead and zoom that out a little bit. There we go. That's better. Um, when I actually work on models, I actually might turn my camera off. Because I don't really see a purpose in having my face in front of everyone. Somebody needs my help on the thing. So let us finish working on this little small piece, and then we can do other stuff. What I would suggest doing, in my opinion, is that we don't want the top of our the end of our wooden piece to be perfectly straight. Your person does not have perfect sawing skills, and so on and so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of like a edge system. Yeah. I think we go here, and then we go insert faces. No, we don't want to insert faces. Fill. Nah, I don't like fill. Fill's kind of sometimes bad. Nope, can't do grid fill. Intersect. Oh, what's that do? Bad. I don't like it. All right, let's just do it ourselves. All right, so we're going to look at the top, and then, we're going to select the vertex across from it, which, that's not it. And then we're going to push J, and then we're going to select this vertex from this, and then we're going to push J, and then we're going to select this vertex from this, and we're going to push J, and we're going to do that here too. J, and then we're going to go here and go J, and then we're going to go here, here, J, and then we're going to go here, here, J. Now, the reason why we wanted to do it this way is so we could create, I think my camera's still fucked up, whatever, is we could do this, watch. So now I can be able to like, and then I can go over here and I can pick up this vertex, and then I can put this vertex down a little bit, and then this vertex up a little bit, and then that. And then we can then maybe make this edge up, maybe these edges up a little bit. Then maybe some of these edges down. And then what we can do is then we can take all of this, we can turn on what is called proportional editing, push G, Z, and then what we do is you push G, Z, and then you scroll wheel down, right? You push scroll wheel forward. And then you see that circle that's coming in? That circle now will move the vertices in the circle along with it. So now we do have an issue here because it moved the vertices I didn't want it to move. So that's always an issue to take into consideration. So we're actually not going to be using that. We can make this a little bit more deformed. But not too much, right? We don't want to make it look like our guy's a total idiot. Now, I just right-clicked and I did smooth, and you can see the differences, right? So I shoot a smooth shade. What we're going to do here is if we go up to our object properties, not object properties, my apologies. Where is it? Okay, if we go to our object data properties, which is 3 circles connected by lines, we can go to our normals, and we can turn on auto smooth. Now, as you can see here, my cylinder now looks a lot better, but it's a piece of wood. We don't want it to be perfect. We just want it to be smooth enough that it looks a bit more natural and not so, not so blocky, is what I'm trying to say. So now we got this. compared to that, it looks a lot better, doesn't it? So there we go. Okay, so now we got this piece. We're actually going to name this piece, and we're going to call this original end connector. Right? Now, like I said, we have the piece. Now, if you notice, the thing down here, this is called the object center of mass. If I were to move this, as you can see, it moves. If I were to rotate it, it rotates awkwardly. It doesn't rotate perfectly. So what you have to do is you right-click on your object, you go to Set Origin, and you go to Origin to Geometry. That puts the origin of the geometry in the center of the model. Now, mind you, if the model is really complex, that center of geometry may not be where you want to do it. And let's say it's not where you want it to be, so you want to change that. There is a way to do this. What you can do is you can right-click on it and you can go to Origin to 3D Cursor, right? Now my origin is at the center of my workspace. Now, I'm not done yet. Right-click, and then we go Origin, Geometry to Origin. Now, as you can see here, my object is at the very center of my entire workspace. What you can do if you want to is you can look at your object, obviously better than what I'm doing, right? And let's say I want my model's geometry to be lower. I can actually click the cursor and I can drag the cursor down here. Now, if I were to click on my object and go Origin to 3D Cursor, you can see where my origin is. So if I move this up here, you can see that the origin is at the very bottom. So if I go to the right-hand view and I go rotate, you can see it rotates on that pivot. And that's really helpful for making some interesting things, especially if you ever want to make your own animations. Because you don't want things to always pivot at the center of the model. For our purposes, we do, right? Because we just want it to be what we want it to be. But it is something to be considered of, right? So we're just going to pretty much Control Z everything back to the way it was. And then, put that back. And I think our cursor is... Yeah, it doesn't move the cursor back. Cursor doesn't stay. Doesn't move back. All right. So, everybody following along pretty well? Any questions? Folks, I did realize that it has been a half an hour since we, did this. So we got to go back over to our intermission. So see you in a second. Okay, folks. Today again, our mod spotlight is on the Tales of Emerald. It is a complete DayZ overhaul mod. It turns it into a Skyrim RPG-like adventure. If you are into medieval times, weaponry, and even magic, this mod has a lot of it. It even has unique creatures with animations that you have yet to see. It is very cool and very fun. I'm going to post their information in chat if you wish to go and check out their Steam page, or maybe even join their Discord and say how cool their stuff is after you check it out. Make sure you do so. And this is our little spotlight. Again, I think it's a pretty darn cool mod, so give it a shot. And let's go back to working on our model. Okay, so now we are back to working on our model. So let's go ahead and finish up what we're doing. So we are, of course, going to rename this again because I messed it up. We're calling this the Edge piece original. All right, now we're going to go Control D, and then we're going to select the edge piece original, and we're just going to put it over there, and then we're going to hide it. All right. Now we got that. So what I want to do now is I want to go Control D. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We're going to select everything, and then we're going to Control D it. We're going to look at it head on, and then go R 90 degrees, R 90 degrees, and go here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually connect them together. So we're going to delete the two inner faces because we don't need those faces in our model. And then we're going to connect them. I think we can just go like this, and then go. So what we can do here is, this is a fun trick, folks, is you select all, you select one vertex of something you want, you push Control L, and it will select all the vertices that are part of it. Then we go over here, and we go to the wireframe, and we go G, Z, and then we move it up here as close as freaking possible. Right? And then I think we can actually go even closer and go GX, and then go right here, GZ, move it up a little bit more. And then what we can do is we can then go select that, and then we can select these, and then we can go to our M, and we're going to merge by distance. And we're only going to do what is selected. And voila, now all of those vertices that we once had are now welded together. See? Simple. And then what we can do is we can go to our wireframe, and we can select all of these bad boys, and we can go like this down here. Now, I want this to be about half the size of the door frame, right? So probably about right here. And then we're going to go origin to geometry, Control D, and then we're going to move it over here. And we're going to move this over here. Maybe move this a little bit more in the center. And then we're going to go Control D, and we're going to put this down here, and we're going to make sure it fits perfectly in here. Now, before we do that, let's go ahead and actually work more on the original piece up here. And that the reason why I want to work on this cylinder now is because we now have the frame started. We now need to make the thing. Actually, before that, I want to finish this real quickly, and I want to actually put one in the center, because I think that would give it more strength, and most people would do that. So let's work on this. We want to make this look a little bit more less of a cylinder and a little bit more knobby. All right. Who do I all still have left? People still in chat? Oh, lost people. Oh well, that's okay. Everybody who is left having a good time? All right. I know I have Diamond Mix in chat. Hey man, are you learning anything, or am I am I not explaining things well? All right. So while I try to get people's approval, which I probably should be trying to do, let's work on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting it on either side of this. And then we're going to be going like that. Now, the cool thing about this is I don't have to actually do a lot of effort to make this actually look cool. I just have to actually give it a little bit more of a different geometry. So yeah. All right, so we're just clicking here in a couple of random places. And what this is doing is it's giving it a bit of a different shape. So it's not so perfectly cylinder. And then when we actually go to texture this, we can actually do some really cool things with it. Because again, we don't have to do a whole lot of geometry changing. We just have to make it look different enough, not so perfectly fabricated, so it gives it a little bit more of a natural look. What I have found is that if I try to fabricate it to be too natural looking, I actually end up making it look like it's more unnatural. You know what I mean? And I find that doing it with normals and texturing is far better than you know, if you know what I mean. All right. So let's go ahead and push Control D on that bad boy, and then wireframe. Drag this down and put this here. And there we go. We now have our first form of the frame. And what's cool about that is now we can go like this. Control. We can just join it all together. We don't have to actually like. And we can go to Control D, and then we can go down here. And now we have the two frames for the door, because a door would a vanilla wall kind of looks like this, right? Now, if I was all like, hey, I actually don't think this looks really good, I'm gonna expand it like that, and then I'm gonna expand this one like that, and now I could be all like, okay, this looks a lot better, right? And we're actually going to name these. We're going to call this the upper frame, and we're going to call this one the lower frame. Now, vanilla base building works off of a very simple system. All right. So vanilla base building works off of proxies. So again, we're making sure we're on the outside, and then we're going to go to here and put it there. So if you don't know what that really means, it means that uh, each part is proxied into the main model, and then it works from there on. Does anybody have any questions? Now, what we could have done is we technically could have made this out of planks instead. Um, but that will come here pretty quick. So now that we have our frame done, I think what we'll work on next is creating the first layer of wood to actually make this work. Okay. So I'm gonna actually save this, and then we're going to switch gears, and we are going to play some DayZ now. If you're here for the model making and stuff, I really appreciate you being here. If you want to watch me play some DayZ and be silly and make a fool of myself, you're more than welcome to stay. Actually, I encourage it, but your choice. So I'm gonna switch over to the be right back screen. Go take a real quick potty break, and then we are going to go and play some DayZ. Okay, so be right back. Okay, folks, I am back. What kind of what server should we play on today? Should I play on my friend's Bear Meadow server, or should I play on another one? Maybe I should play on the one I was playing on last time. Send me a bunch of images. All right. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure nobody here is going to give me an idea of where we should go, so I'm just going to choose one. Let's go and play on let's go play on Sanctuary. Nah, Sanctuary. Daisy Origins. Let's go play on an official server. Why not? Dang it, I hate when that happens. Let's try it again. We gotta turn off the keyboard thing. Don't want to see me pushing all my buttons. All right, we're loading in. Load. All right, we're gonna be loading in here pretty quick. Let us kick butt, take names, and pretend like I know what I'm doing. All right, on the coast. Okay, I think we died last time we played. If I think I know where we are, we're like on the corner of the coast. Which is by, well, where it goes from south to, from east to north. Gotta keep running. So what's everyone been up to today? Everybody been good? Yeah, I know where we are. That was really cool of Miss Evil Canadian to give me a raid. I appreciate that. I know I said that when she did raid me, but I feel like people don't say it enough to people. Oh no, we're coming up to Savonoyarsk. Look at that asshole. He's just like looking at me. Like, do you have a problem? Like, do you need me to tell you where my fists go? Because they go in your face. People nowadays. Shirts. Let's take the leather kit. Oh. That survivor's dead there. You need to be careful. I do definitely not want to die so quickly. Thought that was a person for a second. He does have a backpack, so... You want that backpack. I found some sodas so far. Not that hard. Farming hoe. It's a weapon. We do need to be careful. The official servers are high pop, so no, I didn't think I would have any bullets in it. I want to make sure that we don't draw any more infected attention than we need to, and then we get out of here as fast as we can. I mean, everywhere on a higher pop server is dangerous on official. Just gotta be careful, guys. Not want to be killed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just started on the coast, so if I did die, I'm not gonna like cry, but I'll be a little bit sad. And we used to hold events out here in this big square on New Dawn. Like, the events were like Christmas events and stuff like that. Nothing like super, like, you know, great. Oh, some shotgun shells. Alright, if we find a shotgun, we might have at least some way of protecting ourselves, right? Yeah, but they were like Christmas events, Thanksgiving events, you know. People gathered, talked to each other. It's the only time we ever had a safe zone on our hardcore servers. Repair. Quite a few infected. Makes me wonder who else is around here. Yep. Shot quite a distance. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to go up and over the hill. Take the flashlight because we're going to need way to be able to see. I do always dig the up. He wasn't wearing it. He just I think I read that they put the hunting vest in. Would love to find that. Yeah, we'll take that boonie. Dig up worms. Oh, weird. Alright, let's get out of here. Hopefully we'll find a rock as we're running along the hiking trail. Or two. It's vibrated. Alright. I'll be honest, folks, the reason why we're taking a break from the model is I'm trying to, like, spend some time actually, like, thinking of, like, how I want to construct the door. So I have a rough idea of, like, what I'm going for with the door barricade. That can also be a door. And I know what cool feature it's going to have to make it different than the other doors. But I'm not really sure how I'm going to make it look. So we made the frames, and then the frames are going to be attached to the door itself. So I just got to figure out how to actually how I'm going to make it look. Am I going to have it where the frames are you build the posts, which is going to be the door frame for the door itself. Then you build the frames, which are going to be nailed onto the door frame. And then are you going to build planks, or is it going to be more building logs, or is it going to be kind of both? Are you going to be able to do, you know, a building log, kind of like palisade, kind of like door, or are you going to be able to do planks and then sheet metal? All of this stuff matters because I have to make all of this model stuff for it, right? I'll take that mag and medium insulation, high insulation. We're good with our hiking jacket. You know, always like kind of like peek up and see if you can see anything. Most times, no real reason to climb up those radio towers because you can kind of see the bottom through the bottom of it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of like I'll make a sketch of like all of the stages I want to do. And then kind of work from there. All right, folks. Let's keep going. Here I say it. It's kind of peaceful. I remember coming up here. Great view of the military barracks. Surprised I haven't found any stones though. Sometimes it's good to know how to get from place to place. wouldn't call it like super like, you know, crazy important to know how to go from place to place without issue, but it can help. I do like the feeling I get when I'm playing on like high pop official servers. It's the kind of feeling that I enjoy having. Which sounds really funny, right? Like, oh, I enjoy being scared for my life, but like, I think that's one of the nice parts about DayZ is that, you know, it's good to feel a little bit worried for your life, right? I heard a chicken. You need some food, so be careful. Alright, some 22 rounds. Oop, hey look, there's some food, nice. Alright. So let us get back to survive. Alright. Ate some peanuts. We did find some shotgun shells, and we have 22 rounds now. How much they're actually going to help us, I'm not really sure. I don't need a dialogue building a base right now. I do want to don't need garden and lime right now because technically we are I think I'm gonna switch out my boonie hat for a sporter. Okay, that works. I mean, it won't be good against a player, and shooting an infected with it probably wouldn't be smart, but it is something. I almost feel like picking up a BK-18 is a bit useless. Not because I don't think BK-18s aren't good, it's just I hardly ever find ammo with for them unless like I'm really far deep into the country. think we're semi good. Sure. I was having fun chatting with the people in chat. I think I hear it right outside. Here he comes. Oh, hey, knife. Nice. Already have work boots. Although brown ones might be good. Yeah, let's go with brown. Oh. Hey, Dynamix. Appreciate the viewers, with the host. I appreciate it. Were you around when I was working on the Blender thing? I'm not sure if you were, but you know, it's always fun to show people stuff. Yeah, thanks for hosting me. Kind of always feel weird on Sundays. Oh, hey, 2 dry plums. Nice. Anybody else ever feel a little bit weird on Sundays? I can't tell if it's just me or not. Very nice. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You folks don't know, Dymix is a very nice guy. Hosts a very fun Vikings D&D game. And overall plays some, like, kind of more niche games. Definitely probably somebody who probably would love to play Gothic and stuff. I am very excited for the new Gothic remake. I'm pretty sure he might be for it too. Not sure if he knows about it or has played the demo, the Gothic remake demo, but I think that it's cool. They're embellishing on the story a little bit more. I hope they really stick to the nameless hero plotline, but you know, it depends on the video game, the people making it. They may just ruin it. It's a shame what happened with Piranha Bytes and the people who actually made the Gothic games. I'm not sure if anybody here ever like really followed it, but like the people who helped publish the Gothic games Yeah, they have a playable demo on Steam, Diamond X. If you ever want to like give it a shot. Combat site. What's a preacher doing over here? Did he like bless the cargo before it went? Oh, there's a church. There's a steeple up there. But yeah, what I was saying that like, depending on who you are, you may or may not have heard what happened with the people who actually made Gothic versus the people who published it. But they had a falling out because like one of the biggest downfalls of the Gothic series was Gothic 3, and the people who made the game came out and were all like, we're really sorry folks that our game was not as good as it should have been, blah blah blah. But they like later came out kind of stating that like one of the reasons why Gothic 3 was such a buggy mess was because the publisher like pushed them really hard to push Gothic 3 out long before it was supposed to be even pushed. And they had a big kind of like falling out, and the publisher actually kept the rights to Gothic itself fully, and yeah. I mean, this was like before a lot of the many other games happened, like, you know, of recent. This was like back when I was like barely like just turning 18 years old that they were talking about this. But like you Dimex, you played Gothic 3. It was a total shit fest in the very, very beginning. Like it was just terrible. Yeah, but the publisher kept all the rights to Gothic, which is why the people who made and developed Gothic went on to make Risen and what's the other one called? Apex or something like that. Both of them are actually decent, good. Risen's a decent franchise, actually. I don't mind it at all. But Apex is a little bit. It's way too much cookie cutter of Gothic. It almost went backwards to like the Gothic like 2-1 kind of mechanics. But I kind of wish they say that. But the publisher who kept the Gothic IP and stuff actually tried to make their own Gothic. I'm not sure if you remember Dimex, but like Gothic Arcana lore or something. But it was a total mess. It was like totally horrible. Like a lot of people just despised that game. So we'll see what happens. I think TH Nordic picked up the Gothic franchise name. Let me see here, actually. Gothic playable teaser. Okay, it's muted. But like, it's really cool because like, these are like in-game graphics and stuff. I mean, obviously it's a preview, but like, they're putting a lot of effort into it. But let's see here. Yeah, TH Nordic has it, and it looks like yeah, Gothic when you coming soon. I'm gonna add to my list. Let me see. View update history. Gothic remake is going to happen. And Tordic. Where is it? It's not there. It's oh, look at the scavengers. Oh, they look so good. Ah, Alchemina Interactive is going to develop the Gothic remake. I actually read a little bit about this studio, and they've actually done some nice games. And apparently, the people who are actually like working on the Gothic remake are all previous fans of the Gothic this Gothic series. Yeah, I hope they keep it to the original too, because the original game, I know Dymex knows about it, but like, if you folks don't know, the original game is about a prison colony for mining magical ore in the fight against the orcs. And only prisoners are put there, and your guy is put there, and it starts off this entire thing. The entire time you're playing the first Gothic game, every time you go to tell somebody your character's name, like I am Bob or Jill or whatever, he's interrupted, and most times he's told by the people, I don't care what your name is, I just want you to go do this for me. He ends up finding out why the magical barrier that was erected to keep the prisoners in became so much bigger than it actually was supposed to, and a bunch of other things, and then like it just becomes even better and better. But it's a really good storyline, really good plot, one of the best, in my opinion, RPG storylines that you've actually ever seen. It really immerses you. I love how they end the first game, and then in the second game they get really intelligent with how to actually continue the series on. I thought it was so cool. Ooh, nice. I think one of the funnest parts about the entire game, and I think Dymex might agree with me on this, was it was definitely not a game that held your hand. It literally punished you for being stupid. Like, there was nothing in the game that literally was all like, hey, I'm going to give you a handout. It was you literally fought for almost everything in the game. And, like, it was tough. Like, even, like, understanding, like, how to, like, get better at, like, actually fighting in the game was actually kind of difficult because, like, you, at first your character's, like, really sluggish and slow with a blade, or any weapon. And then, like, as you start to learn that part of the reason why your character sucks is not because of his level, but because of the skills that he needs to be trained in. So, like, you actually had to get trained by people how to use weapons properly, and the more you were trained, the better you can use the weapons, but it still didn't stop you from failing, because, like, the weapon swinging actions, while they were clunky, they were timed variables. So, like, if you swung up to the left, up to your right, up to your left, if you counted, like, I think it was like a fraction of a second and then swung to down to the right, if you weren't on top of your combos, your character would swing super far slower, and he would lose his momentum. Like, 3/4 of the combat melee wise in that game was all about keeping your momentum going and knowing when to stop and block and then start the momentum up again. It was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Plus, the magic in that game was pretty fun, too. Ooh. Slugs. Okay. I really need to be, like, actually more aware of my surroundings, because there could be somebody around here, and I'm just being an idiot. Ooh, a can of food. We're gonna take that can of beans and eat it right now. Don't wanna, you know, die. So if you just joined us, folks, we are playing on a HiPop official server. Trying to get some fun in the sun kind of situation. How are you folks? All right. Got a can of beans. That's always nice. We could find like a banana clip or a shotgun. That's a sea chest. Can I bury stuff? Can I bury a sea chest with a? Oh, I can. Ooh, that might be useful. All right. One of the most requested features I ever got on our server was to make these log piles actually, you could actually get like firewood and stuff from them. A lot of people wanted that. I think, honestly, it would be cool if they made a little bit more of the items more interactable. Like the plank piles, those are really cool. And the log piles too would be kind of cool for them to like make it actually interactable. You know, just little things here and there that actually make it feel like, you know, there are resources for people to collect, but the resources will dwindle eventually. But I also understand why they probably haven't done it. Ooh, a raincoat. Slow insulation, though. Ooh, chocolate bar. Man. Kind of hurt today. I don't think I slept very well last night. Oh, this doesn't take up much space. I'm just gonna keep that with me, actually. I don't care who you are. If you're not carrying some sort of like rain protector thing, on an official server, you might be doing it wrong. I mean, I'm doing it wrong right now. I'm walking through buildings and actually don't have my weapon out. I'm like way too cautious. Hey, Windstride, how you doing, man? Doing good? I was working on my model, my door fortification model earlier, and I kind of lost some inspiration for it, so we went back to playing some DayZ. I might go back to it pretty quick here. I'm not sure. I think I have a good idea in my head now how to act. Ooh, some Winchester rounds. That's nice. It's actually not something I commonly find in houses, or these kind of houses. What have you been up to recently, Windstride? Oh, it's been quite a while, folks. We need to do our little mod shout out today. We're gonna close all the doors here. So let's flip over to our mod shout out real quick. Alright, folks. That's good to hear, Windstride. Nice. It's cool that you're going to be doing something for your mod. Today, on our stream, we are featuring the total overhaul mod for DayZ called Tales of Emerald. Tales of Emerald is again, DayZ overhaul mod that changes it to a medieval times kind of like game. It has armor, it has weapons, has magic, even has custom creatures and things to fight. These people have been working really hard on it for the past year and a half, and they deserve a lot of credit. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, I'm going to post a link to their Steam Workshop page, their PayPal, and their Discord. Give them a like, leave a nice comment, try out their mod, or maybe give them a donation. All of these things help support modders, make them feel appreciated. And again, this mod is called Tales of Emerald. We choose a random mod every time we stream to talk about, boast about, and try to promote. Because as a fellow modders oftentimes from streamers and content creators do not get enough love. So if you enjoy mods, enjoy what they're doing, please give modders love. Let them know that you appreciate everything that they do and how much work they put in. Alright guys, so we're back to here. It looks like Windstride just said in chat, folks, that he's doing something for his own mod, which is the Windstride clothing mod, which is really cool. One of the best clothing and mods with some of the best made models out there. Actually, he blows my modeling skills out of the freaking water. And then he's also saying he's playing The Long Dark today. Oh, nice. I've heard The Long Dark is quite a fun game for the people who like survival-based games, which I do, so tell me more about it. Like, what's your favorite feature about it, Windstride? Alright, nothing in here. Ooh, excuse me. Apologies, didn't mean to poke in your guys' faces. Oh yeah, it does have that kind of like, almost like, is it like cell shading, or is it like a true like art type of graphics? So it's a combination of both, where they, like an artist drew all of the graphics and stuff, and then they use cell shaders on it. Oh, it's just stylized. That's nice. Very cool. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. The server will restart in 90 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I know, folks, if you have seen some of my work, I've been working on a leather face mask. Windshred's been actually helping me, giving me feedback on it and stuff. And I just need to make I get a lot of Namalsk vibes. Nice. From The Long Dark. That's cool. I think people would like to hear that if they like to play Namalsk. Ooh, nice. Oh, here's the double-barreled shotgun. This is what we needed. Alright. Push that to a double shot. Don't need a baseball bat. So yeah, as soon as I finish making it so it looks like a person could actually wear it, Windshred's going to help teach me, folks, how to put it in, into the game. And then after that, I think I'm going to make my first piece of, like, real clothing, like maybe a shirt. And, he's going to teach me how to do that, which is really cool. Because I think clothing is definitely a next step in my modeling skills. I do like the idea that you're working on snow gear, Windstride. I always kind of wished you would had done it a little bit more. Although, you know, your parka jacket is pretty darn cool, so I can't really say much. Like, I really enjoy that one. Although I think this might be another mod's fault, probably trying to, like, mess with what you have on your model. But that, like, you know, parka that has, like, the fur around the neck, if you zoom in close enough to it, it, like, the fur actually, like, goes all the way down below the waist of it. Just in the item preview, not on the player itself. It's kind of weird. Pretty sure it's nothing that you could, that has to do with you. It's probably DayZ engine. Almost seems like it's a LOD thing. Because it almost looks like a texture, I mean, you know, a vertice crazy change thing based off of the distance or whatever, which is crazy because most times the you know, item preview doesn't actually care about LODs. You know, I'm not sure if you know this, Windstride, but it was actually kind of funny. A bunch of players on my server kept telling me to make this thing with the you know, the salty sticks. They wanted me to make this thing called soggy sticks. I'm not sure, like, if you know what that is, but apparently, like, it's something that, like, people, like, really love, or it's some type of, like, joke over in, like, the UK area. I don't know. I made it for him. I thought it was kind of silly, but whatever. This is where I get shot. Yeah, soggy sticks. I have no clue. They said it was some type of, like, UK joke. Keep your head on a swivel, folks. God, I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. Not in the game, in real life. As soon as we get a full stomach icon, we're leaving. Okay. Oh. Looks like maybe somebody based here once. Yeah, somebody definitely based here. Quite a while ago. Get out of here. Still not as equipped as I would want to be. I want to be. So, I think I'm just still taking a chance. Alright. Okay. Nothing in there. Oh, I think that's a hatchet. Yes, nice. We do need a hatchet. Anybody here ever read that book, Hatchet? I love that book. I thought it was so good. We'll take mushrooms, though. Above that big, huge industrial place. Which is pretty cool. Okay. I've actually seen a lot of people build in that in this industrial complex, and they've actually done some really clever things. I think it's actually a pretty cool place to build in, because like the complexity of like the area makes it a great place to like actually be able to like have lots of places to cover slash be not seen. Obviously if you build on top of these like big huge tower things, you kind of like screw yourself, but like uh, that tower right there has like a walkway, and you can actually go into it, and then you can build in there. And if you build in there, because the only way to get up there is like by ladders and stuff, it can be a pretty easy way to defend a base. But it also means that you're kind of stuck up there if someone starts attacking you while you're in the base. So kind of a catch-22, like most things in DayZ, but I think it's pretty cool. Oh my god, is a car? No radiator. I think there's somebody nearby. It's kind of a weird spot to park a car. What you think? Oh, hey, thanks, Raven Rolls. I appreciate the subscription. No, this is a official server, Windstride. It's a high pop official server, so I'm like super paranoid. Hey, are you possibly Raven Rolls from EVE Online, or are you Raven Rolls from Jarl's group of friends? Okay. I just had somebody subscribe to me called Raven Rolls. And when I used to play EVE Online, I used to roll with a guy called Raven Rolls. Really, really nice guy. So that's why I was curious. My cat wants on my lap. Alright, Abby. I'll move the food. But yeah, he was a really cool guy. Me and him had plenty of fun times. And then there was another Raven Rolls I know that I've talked to more recently, and he plays on like games with Jarl and is friends with Demix. Demix. He was just in chat a little bit earlier. But yeah, I was just curious which one it was. Yeah, I used to play EVE Online, folks, and I'm not sure how many folks here have ever experienced this, but I was fully addicted to EVE Online. Like, hardcore addicted. Yeah, it was honestly pretty bad. It got to the point that it was so bad that my wife actually told me that I had to choose between her or the video game. Now, of course, I made the right choice. I chose my wife, but like, I did not realize until she actually told me that of how addicted I was to that video game. I still love the video game. I still love its mentality and its entire situation, but I can never go back to it. Yeah, that's kind of how it worked out, Windstride. No joke. Well, honestly, that's one of the things I really love about my wife, is that she tells it to me straight almost all the time. I don't need nails. Like, I almost never feel like she doesn't... She'll call me out, too. And sometimes she'll call me out, and, like, it really agitates me because, like, she's calling me out and making me look like a fool. But I kind of always appreciate it later on. Oops, I walked into that one. And I'm really happy that, like, me and her have such a relationship that, like, I can state that and not feel like I'm lying about it. Yeah, that's the kind of catwalk I was talking about. You can go into that building and it's thing. We actually might just go up there. I know I might get shot, but why not? Let's check it out. I'm just gonna rush up there. And I remember where ladders used to be death. I think most times they still are. Alright, pro tip, folks, if you're ever climbing up a ladder, do not sprint up to where your guy gets off the ladder. Or do not be sprinting and then push the button to get off the ladder while you're sprinting up a ladder. That is one of the quickest ways to fall off, to get glitched out and fall down the ladder. Yeah, see up here? Isn't this cool? So you can go in here and you have this place. So you can build a fence like right in here, and you can build a fence right in there, and you have yourself a very well fortified position. Because like you can see really far out. Like I can see that car way over there. I can see the surrounding hills. You can go all the way up too. And if you wanted to, if you were smart, you could technically build down in this place, because it's all pipes and stuff, so it's not super like clear. I haven't found a rangefinder yet, nor a pair of binoculars, so I can't really see very well, but I do have a combat sight. I'm not sure if a combat sight will actually let me see anywhere, but maybe it'll give me nope, it doesn't do anything. It has no zoom. I was just being silly. Oh, we're actually going to go down this way, because then we're not as exposed. Yeah, I'm not going to slide down the ladder again. But like, yeah, you have like this place right here. See how it has all the windows? This is another good place to like fortify. I've seen many people build in these places, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a smart move. But like again, everything has a, you know, repercussion to it. The infected. I kind of wish DayZ wouldn't allow me to look more than 180 degrees. Like, I should not be able to do this. I know some people would argue that, like, it's better this way, but, like, I kind of disagree. I don't think it's better at all. I think it just, like, totally breaks, like, the feeling that you can't always watch your back I remember that they used to have a numpad thing where you could like push like 2 or 3 or 2 or 1 to look like over your shoulder. But like if you had a too big of a backpack on, it would like totally block your view. I know this one, this method it'll block your view too. But like if I try to look around, like see, I can't look. I can only look over my shoulders, and I think that this is how it should be on ladders or when I'm drinking water or all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, obviously, you know, DayZ do DayZ, but like, that's just my suggestion. Ugh. Ooh, excuse me. Keep burping. Oh. That. I think that's a thermometer. Yep. Okay. Folks. Just taking care of something. Ooh, I smell something good. I think somebody's cooking. I'm hungry too. Alright folks, how about we go back to working on our models? I think almost an hour and a half of playing a little bit of DayZ has worn me out. And I kind of want to go and work on some model stuff. So let's boot up my modeling program of modeling of models. And let's get back to work. Just gonna push close on that. But it has been more than half an hour, and I keep forgetting to do this, so we are going to flip over and talk about the mod we are sponsoring, that we are talking about today. So, folks, every half an hour we talk about the mod that we are sponsoring today. DayZ is made better by modders, and while the vanilla game is amazing, modders have made the game even better over time. Tales of Emerald is a complete DayZ overhaul mod that adds a medieval type of weapons, armor, and type of fighting styles, as well as magic creatures to fight, and is overall entirely different experience than the DayZ vanilla game. Again, it's an overhaul. If you wish to support these folks, give them a little bit of love, try out the mod, or just join the Discord and find out more about it. I am posting the information in the chat of Twitch and of the YouTube. If, again, you appreciate what they do, give them a kind comment, let them know you appreciate it, like the workshop page, or give them a donation. Either way, everything makes a modder feel more appreciated and better supported, and keeps them working on their mods longer and more fruitfully. But let's go back to working on building fortifications. Alright guys, so I'm going to turn back on my key press thing. Again, it is a key press thing, so you can actually see it right here. I'm pushing W. Very, very cool. And then we're going to work on it. About an hour and a half ago, we actually made the frames for our model. Hey, Newser15er, Naboo. So we made the frames for our models, and the frame is for our future door barricade that we are going to do. Now, I have been thinking about this while I was playing DayZ, and I think I've come up with how we're going to actually make this work. And we're going to make the next stage be, sorry, it's going good. It's going good, man. I think our next stage is going to be planks. So, the person is going to build planks on top of the window barricade. I mean, the door barricade. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Again, the frame that we currently have is just a placeholder. This is the exact height of the door frames and the exact width of the door frames. The depth of it is not exactly the same because not all door frames are exactly the same, but that will be up to how the player places his door thing, right? Pretty much when we do make the hologram for this will be like the largest stage of the door barricade, and by giving them the largest stage, they can kind of get an idea of like how to place it. But either way, we'll talk about that in a bit. So we're just going to hide the door frame, and then we're going to work on building the planks. The planks, honestly, don't have to be really special. And honestly, if I'm being super honest, what we could do is we could go to our where is it? Grau's work. Nope, not that one. That's part of another project that I'm helping work on. So let's go to sit. Go to melee weapons, and then we can go to open. And then here we can look at the look for it. Where is it? I call it window. Where is it? View, lock to object, window barricade. Turn this all the way down. I don't think that's the correct one. Oh, nope, that's definitely it. That's a really old one I was working on. Nah, whatever. Let's go back to here. We don't really need it. what we could do is we could just go to our Daisy tools, and we could just actually wait a minute. Import FPX pictures, Daisy base building, go barricade, link. Okay, so I don't care about pretty much almost all of this. I only care about this. Set the origin to the right here. All right. All right. So the reason why I went and got this is because I already made a plank. There's no reason for me to go through the effort of actually working on more planks. May not look like much, but it is, you know, a plank, and the plank does work pretty well. I already have a texture for it and everything. But I would obviously have to change the texture because the nails would not line up with this situation, right? All right, so let's just go ahead and go. What do is we're going to go here and go there. So what I want to do here is I think I want to make it so that the bottom part here goes to about like right there. And then this part, let's put up the frame again, goes up like here. And that will give us more of kind of like what I'm trying to go for. Move it like a little bit in like here. And then we can do is we could put it like this. And we can get a kind of an idea of how many boards across we want to put. Okay. So we have what looks like 5 boards, right? But the boards aren't very tight knit, and that's okay because we're not trying to make super tight knit boards, right? We're trying to make a basic barricade that people can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look straight at it and I'm going to rotate these a bit, and we're going to give it a little bit of depth. Okay. So now we have it so it looks like someone took some boards and nailed them on. What I think should be done now is we should put some boards crosswise, and this will give us a bit more strength. So we're going to push Control D, and then we're going to bring Shift D, my bad, sorry. And then we're going to rotate it like, 90 degrees. And then we're going to move it over here. We're going to go up. And we don't want it to be perfect. So we're going to like put it like this. Right. maybe not so prominently to the side there, right? Be a little bit like that. And the cool thing is we can actually change the shape and size of these boards and can make it a little bit better. Now the board is really, really simple. It's literally 8 vertices, 18 inches, 12 faces, and 12 triangles. Which is why we can have so many of these boards without having to like be worried about like, oh my god, how many of these things are we actually like making, and is it really going to be bad? Are we going to hurt ourselves? Yak 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 yak. Kind of situations. All right. So what I want to do now is I actually want to go into my edit mode on this board, and then I want to go X-ray, and then we're going to stretch it out a little bit, and we're going to call that actually good. And then we're going to put another board down, and this one is going to be more straight on, and then we're going to put another board, another board down, and this one's going to be straight on again. And then finally, we're going to have a third board, but this one is going to be a bit more awkward. Now, what it looks like is we have a pretty good barrier of our boards. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, what the question here is should we have? We're gonna have. What I'm thinking of doing is having it so that. Let me just join them together real quick. All right. So I'm thinking of having. Oh, an extra board. Yeah. I'm thinking about having these boards. These boards right here be stage one, right, of the upper planks, because we're building this like a fence. So what's going to happen is we're going to call these upper planks. All right. So what's going to happen for the person building this is they're going to have this, right? It's going to be empty. They're going to place the hologram, and then when they first build, they're going to have to build the lower frame, right? Now, if they wish to, they could build the upper frame without building anything else. Or how about actually, before I talk too much, we do this instead of calling that the yeah. My bad. So what will happen is they will build the upper frame, let's say first. They'll have the upper frame like vanilla, and then they can build their upper planks. If they wish to, they can then build the lower frame, and then they can build the lower planks, and then they can make a door. And this would be like a really cheap door. It wouldn't use a lot of resources, and that's how it would be. But if they wanted to be better, they could build an extra layer of planks on top of that. Then they could build metal on top of that, and then they could add a secondary layer of metal, right? And having 4 layers, two possible layers of metal and 2 possible layers of planks plus a frame, that's 5 layers of protection. But as the protection gets torn off, it becomes harder and harder to not get shot through the slits. Just like my window barricades, you can actually shoot through the slits. I'm going to make that possible with this one too, because I want my base building stuff to be actually functional in every way possible I can make it. So I think that's how we're going to go about it. What do you guys think? Because my other idea is that, okay, so I also want to do this with my door barricades. I also want to make it so the door barricades. Okay, let's say you build up this existing door barricade to what I have it right now, where you know this is the final upper planks. Okay, so Control D, go down, and then we'll put that there, and then we can call these, lower planks, and then we can call this the final lower planks. So you built yourself this right here, right? We can actually make this a little bit smaller because, you know. Okay. So you built this up. What I want to do is I want to make it. Oh, hey, Creepa. Is I want to give players an option to do this instead. So you can, once you build this up, you will have a choice. Do you want to turn this into a door, or do you want this to turn this into a barricade, right? So what I was thinking is doing it like this. Check this out, guys. So you could technically take a two, maybe 3 building logs, and then what you can do is you could do this. And then, like, imagine having 3 like building logs. We can size them down. Put up against it like this. Like, think about that. How cool, how badass would that feel if you had that as your door barricade? So like if you decided not to turn your door into you decide not to turn your door barricade into a door, you could do this instead, and it would be that much stronger against raiding efforts. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You can go the door route, or you can barricade the doorway off entirely, and have the frame, the 2 layers of planks, the 2 layers of metal, and then because of these here, it's even you actually have to destroy those too. Like this actually maybe gives it a resistance buff to explosives and other things, or maybe a resistance buff to melee or something. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. Just ideas. Let's get rid of those and then continue to work on what we're working on. We'll just delete that bad boy. Creep. If you folks don't know, Creep is another legend in the modding community as far as I'm concerned. He helps a lot of people. He gives people advice, and he has made a lot of cool things himself. I actually don't know anything offhand of that he did make, but I do know that like he's helped with a lot of modding projects. He's a pretty cool guy. Also, if people haven't harassed Marks in chat, hi Marks. All right. Well, of course, man. You've helped me out so many times. I can't count on my hands. All right. Now we need to make the metal layers. Metal. Um, yeah. So what it could do, thinking about it, is we can make it so you can attach metal to the inside of the frame. Because the frame doesn't always have to be the last inside layer or the first inside layer. It can actually be like sandwiched between other layers. Because coming from a construction standpoint, which I've worked construction in before, you wouldn't want all the weight to be on one side of your hinges. You would want a weight to be like equal, kind of distributed, and that makes it so the door doesn't like start to like slowly hang to one side and like become harder and stuff to open. So we could put the metal, like one sheet of metal on this side and then one sheet of metal on this side. So even if they destroy the sheet of metal on this side and the planks, there's still one sheet of metal on this side that they will have to like get through. Now, if they destroy the frame that the metal's attached to, then that sucks. But like it's better than nothing, right? Because wood doesn't have a high penetration value. I mean, it has a low penetration value, so bullets go straight up almost through it pretty well. But the sheet metal, if someone's shooting these planks and you have sheet metal on the inside, the bullets won't go through and hit you as much. There's still a chance they can, of course, but yeah. So, just something we need to consider. The other question is should we have a version of this where you can actually like delete this and then sorry. I don't want to do that. Stop doing that. So you could be all like, what was I going to do? So should I have a peephole in this window barricade? Yeah, that's good. So I know, folks, I'm not going to use a Boolean to do this. I'm just kind of like, theory crafting. But should we have that? I mean, I know that this is fucked up, but like have it like so you have like a little peek hole as a base owner, and then you can even have the sheet metal go around this too. So like you can be all like, "Who's there? Did you bring the goods?" Let's just we can focus on that later. That would be so funny though, right? And sniped in the face. Yep, creep. That is exactly probably what would happen. I'd probably put like a little slider on it, like you can like open and close the metal slider. Or somebody like you open the slider to be all like, "Who's there?" and somebody like chucks a grenade straight through the slit hole. Oh, that'd be horrible. That would be so bad. Okay. Let's get back to work. I actually did not know Blender 3.0 was already out, creep. I'm quite excited for it. I will upgrade to it probably tonight. Don't judge me, okay? Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of awesome stuff. I've been actually watching some videos and reading some documentation. I'm really excited about the new node manager that they've introduced for the graphics, as well as the Terminator cell shading that they've done, and the cycle engine improvement is just amazing. Render engine improvement is just amazing. Like a lot of cool stuff, and far more than I probably know of actually. All right. So sheet metal's not that hard to make. I probably can make it here in a quick second. So rotate 90 degrees. I know. I think you saying it makes sense was a lot better. I like that more. I'm kidding. All right, and then just to pretty much do exactly what we want to do with like vanilla, we just go boop, and then we choose every other one. Obviously not that pronounced. We might actually do more lines than just 11. We might do 20. There we go. That's better. I think Creep's going to make fun of my modeling skills. Don't let him make fun of my modeling skills. I don't want to be made fun of. Okay. Takes a lot more than that to bother me. All right. And then and I don't like how pronounced this is. Let's make it a little bit less pronounced. Yeah, I like that better. And then we're just gonna solidify it, because I'm a little bit lazy. You have to solidify it a lot. It's thick enough. Call this upper, outer plate. Shift D. We're gonna have to do a little bit of trimming on this because it's too tall. The lower outer plate. All right, now let's look at this real quick. You can go away, the text can go away, and this is kind of what we have so far. Let's take a look at how many polys this is. I think we're doing okay. Okay, Creep, you get better, man, okay? You feel better. Can't have you sick for too long, right? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Creep, do you know how the vanilla placement system scripts work? Sorry, I know you're sick, but like, do you know that? I think he already left. No worries. What do you think, Winstride? Let's actually start to organize this. Yeah, so the vanilla placement system with holograms and stuff, and how they have the new settings where it's like kind of like build anywhere. My window barricades don't work with it, and I need to figure out how it works because uh, like what's the use of build anywhere mods now when vanilla offers the same option? So I've been looking for someone to teach me because like even my friend Damon Forge doesn't like understand it very well. Like it's something that confuses him too. So go get better and then like message me if you remember about it, if you know how to do it. Okay, man? I'd appreciate the help. All right, let's organize this because this is bad. We'll call this frames, and then we'll move the frames there. We're gonna call this the core frame. My building fortifications is base building. Links. I just believe you just need a tent of shelter placement script. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Well, my window barricade already works like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll have to look at that. Thanks, Creep. Appreciate it. Okay. So this is how we have it. So we have the door frame. So this is the door frame again is just a placeholder. So you will have a door frame. Then you can build the door. You can build the frames up. Then you can build the planks, which is the stages. And if you're going to do, this is the first stage of the planks, and this is the second stage of the planks. And then we have sheet metal. I think we're getting somewhere, folks. Um, Yeah. So we're getting somewhere. All right. See you, Creep. Have a good day, man. I think my headset died. How should I do this? How should I do this? Wave fry? I don't know what you guys are saying though. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Yeah, I think I understand what they're doing now. I think they're trying to post links. Yeah, they're just jumping in and posting links. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Well, punks. All right. Oh, man. Tell you what, making models is definitely a very stressful type of situation for me. Not saying that I don't enjoy it. It's just, it's definitely something that like makes me feel weird. If that makes any sense. All right, let's just take these and put them on the inside. We could put planks too. Yeah, let's put planks too. This will be a hefty barricade, but it's supposed to be a hefty barricade, right? Um, All right. There's our door barricade. What do you guys think? I think that looks like a hefty door barricade to try to break through. Well, folks, it's been 3 hours. I think I'm going to call it a stream. Let's go ahead and find someone to raid. Um, who do you think we should raid, guys? Anybody in particular you think we should give a small raid to? Oh, let's find somebody. Let's see here. I like to raid people who don't have a lot of viewers. Go with this guy.
This year.
All right, folks. This guy is a German streamer, but let's go and give him a little bit of love. If you like what he does, follow him. If you don't like what he does, don't follow him. It's okay. Anyway, thank you for coming.